I've been involved in Art Canada for nearly all of its existence, as I was a member in 1977 and 1978 before we moved up north and I couldn't go to the meetings anymore. And then I was staff to Art Canada for 18 years and staff to ARCIC for 5. So I have a lot of memories. I think that one of the great accomplishments of Art Canada was, in fact, establishing the parallel bishops dialogue. The two dialogues worked very closely together, so we addressed both theological and pastoral concerns. Many friendships were established in the bishops dialogue that served the churches well and enabled them to work together locally. One of the unique pieces I think that Art Canada did was a statement on the common good that we did in the early 90s. It was a time when, rather like now, there was a lot of pressure on our systems in Canada towards individualism. And the dialogue made a statement on the common good, that on social and political life, that was based on the gospel. And it was a way that we could address the wider community, not just the churches. And I think that was a really important contribution. Art Canada also had a very good relationship with ARCIC. We would send in contributions on the topic at hand. We were fortunate in the early days that we had 2 members of ARCIC 1 on Art Canada, and they were able to bring their stories from what was happening at ARCIC and then have us in return make contributions to the international level. And we made some very good critiques of the international work. I remember especially when the response finally came out from the Vatican to the final report. And Art Canada was able to do some really line-by-line editing of that to see which parts had come from which parts of the Vatican. It was really interesting work. In terms of the future, I think that ARC and ARCIC need to address a major difference between our churches that has manifested itself in the tragedy of the residential schools. That is, the 39 articles state that the church and its councils do err. While it is the body of Christ, the church is also fallible. Whereas the Roman Catholic Church, like the Orthodox Church, maintains that it is only, quote, the sons and daughters of the church who err. Infallibility, of course, has come up before, but I think that this issue of residential schools has brought it to the foreground. Can the church, in fact, apologize for things that the church has done as an institution? We've struggled in both our communions with the question of reception, and it is vital that the work of ARCIC and Art Canada do this work to show why it's important that we've done this. It's far too easy to dismiss the really deep theological work that has gone on. The other thing I think that it's important to continue to do in this work is to do common witness to the gospel. That is the point of all this dialogue, after all. It's to clear away the rubbish of the past so that we can speak with one voice about the gospel to a world which is desperately in need of it.